Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Growth and income stocks on the agenda now with Todd Bunton, our growth and income stock strategist at Zacks.com. And BCE Incorporated, BCE, the ticker symbol, is one of those kinds of stocks that you've written about recently.
It is, yeah. They definitely have some growth, more on the income side, which we'll get to in a minute.
Okay.
But they're the holding company for Bell Canada. So they're the largest communication service provider in Canada. They obviously provide local and long distance, but they also do the wireless with cell phones, things like that, and satellite TV. And as you can imagine, the satellite TV and the wireless is really what's been driving growth for them. Yeah, the local and long distance not so much, but still they are seeing positive growth overall. They actually have reported 3 consecutive positive earnings surprises, and earnings estimates have been shooting higher over the last several months. As you can see, this is the pricing consensus chart. The blue line there is 2011 earnings per share, and they've just been soaring over the last few months as BCE continues to outperform. Analysts are expecting about 20% earnings per share growth in 2010. Very solid growth for a company like this, of this size, and they're expecting about 4% earnings per share growth next year. So you're getting the solid growth there, but like I said, they're definitely an income stock too. They pay a dividend that yields about 5%.
Wow.
They have a very strong balance sheet, tons of free cash flow generation. They've really been rewarding shareholders through that. They also spent $375 million year to date buying back stock. They've actually repurchased 12.6 million shares so far in the first 9 months of 2010. And they also trade at a discount to their peers. They're trading at about 12 times forward earnings. Peer group average is 14 times, so you're not paying a whole lot for that solid dividend. And their price to book ratio is at 1.8. That's also below peers at 2.1.
All right. And then Northwestern Corporation is another growth and income stock that you wanted to talk about. NWE, the ticker symbol. What does this company do?
They're an electric and natural gas utility. So again, another kind of slower growth company, but definitely a solid dividend, which we'll again get to
Based
in a minute.
Montana?
They're actually headquartered in South Dakota, but they operate in Montana, South Dakota, and Nebraska. So kind of lower growth areas, but definitely very stable economies. And the company's been growing through, or they will be growing actually through a rate increase that Montana recently passed. So that's going to help drive earnings per share over the next few years. They're also spending $2 to $2.5 billion in capital expenditures to help drive earnings per share growth. Okay. So you are getting some growth there. When we look at the earnings chart here, you can see they're growing at they're expected to grow at about 5%. Next year and about 6% the year after that. Okay. So very solid, stable growth. Management expects to earn about $1.95 to $2.10 per share in 2010. They report later in February. But the Zacks consensus estimate is actually slightly above guidance, but that, again, reflects the rate increase that we talked about. Moving on to the dividend, they actually yield about 4.8%, so you're getting a very solid dividend there. They pay out about 62% of their earnings in the form of dividends. That's called their payout ratio. And their target's 60 to 70%, so they're well within target. They have a solid balance sheet, so that's a very stable and stable dividend. And they haven't participated in the overall market rally. You can see their share price here is kind of stagnated over the last year. So you can pick them up at a decent price right now. They're trading about 13 times forward earnings, discount to the peer group of 14 times.
Okay. Do you own either of these two?
I do not.
Check out more Zacks Rank by Stock Pick ideas on our homepage, Zacks.com. There is where we put 4 new picks up for you daily, one in each of the investing categories that we write about. With Todd Bunton, I'm Terry Ruffalo.